Welcome to day one of 3 days to reframe, reclaim, and refine your public speaking delivery. We're going to go from flaw to feature to finesse. I'm Takenya, your public speaking strategist and coach, and I help ambitious professionals, especially Black women leaders, find and amplify their most authentic voices. So, whether you're commanding a boardroom, got a message in the bedroom, you're delivering a keynote, or you want to hit that high note, or maybe you're pitching your next big idea, your voice is the key to unlocking your full potential. Over the next 3 days, we'll uncover and challenge the stories, the lies that have held you back. They were lies, babe. I'm telling you. We're going to embrace the unique features that make you unforgettable. Your uniqueness makes you unforgettable. And we're going to refine your delivery so you can command any room with confidence and charisma. And I want you to remember this throughout the series, okay? Your destiny is on the other side of your discomfort. Your destiny is on the other side of your discomfort, baby. You got to get a little bit uncomfortable. Together, we're going to push past this self-doubt so that you can step into your power more fully, more graciously, more abundantly. And I've been where many of you are right now, unsure if your voice really even matters. You know it does, because that's why you're here. Growing up, I was told to be seen and not heard. I am in that generation. And for years, I believed that lie. It was a lie. But when I started singing and playing piano, I found my voice. It wasn't just a sound, it was power. It was truth, and for me, it was freedom. That's why I believe that you have to give voice to the void to vault yourself out of the valley so that you can be victorious. Some of y'all gonna catch that later. And today we begin that journey for you. So let's talk about the lies that we've been told about ourselves. Maybe you've heard, "Oh, girl, you too loud. Why are y'all so loud? You're loud. I hear you. You're loud." The translation of that is, your energy is so powerful and commanding, I can't stand it. That's what that really means. You're too loud. What that person receiving that needs to know is your energy is powerful and commanding. That's the reframe of that. If someone says to you, "Baby boo, you are just too emotional for me. I cannot. You here, you're up, you're down, you're high. You are too emotional." Translation, you're deeply empathetic, and that is a gift. That is nothing to hide. That is something to embrace. Being emotional means you're empathetic, and that is a gift. Maybe you've heard, or maybe it's gotten back to you, because some of these people will never say it to your face. They won't say it to your face. Some of them won't. Maybe you've heard, "You're intimidating." The translation of that is, you hold a presence that demands respect. You hold a presence that demands people's attention. You hold a presence that demands all eyes on you. You're intimidating. You make people pay attention. That's how I receive that, okay? Or maybe you have heard the phrase, "You don't fit in." Well, that means you're made to stand out. Your uniqueness is your strength. So let me know if any of that is resonating with you. These so-called flaws. You're too loud. You're too emotional. You're intimidating, or you don't fit in. These so-called flaws are often misunderstood by people whose brains do not have the capacity to take you all in, okay? They just don't have the capacity to take you all in. Those flaws are misunderstood features that make you memorable and impactful. Don't change. Embrace. So let's do a little exercise together. I want you to take a moment and think about one thing that you've been told that people have said was a flaw. Write that down, and we're going to reframe it. We're going to reframe it, because sometimes you're so deep in the picture that when you step back and take a look at it in the frame, you get a new perspective. And that's what we're doing here. We're gaining new perspective on the picture. We're going to reframe the flaw as a feature. So if the flaw is you're too emotional, the feature is I connect deeply with others because of my empathy. If the flaw is you're too loud, the feature is my energy lights up a room. Give them a little razzle dazzle. It ain't loud. My energy is the thing that's bothering you, not my loudness or my level of volume. I want you to share your reframes in the chat or just write them down and keep them to yourself. And if you're watching the replay, definitely just take the time to take the time. Go ahead and hit pause and come back to this if you need to. So let's celebrate these features together. Think of a recent moment where you felt that you held back. I have heard this time and time again from clients where they knew something was off in the room, but they didn't say something because they doubted themselves. Think of a recent moment where you felt like you held back because of a perceived flaw. For some of my clients, what I've heard is my height or lack thereof. They thought because that their height was small, that they don't have the right to take up space. Well, I'm small in stature. That doesn't mean you don't take up space. Take up all the space because other people have all the audacity, right? Why not you? What would have changed if you leaned into that feature instead of seeing it as a flaw? Think of a recent moment where you felt like you held back because of something that you thought was a flaw. You know it was a lie. They lying. You ain't got to lie, Craig. It was a lie. What would have changed if you leaned into that as a feature instead? As an example, if your feature is boldness, how would standing firm in your opinion have strengthened the conversation? What decisions would have come about differently because of your boldness, because of how firm you were in your opinion? What would have changed in the conversation because you stood and affirmed your boldness? If your feature is empathy, how could sharing a personal story have created a deeper connection with your audience? People are born connectors. We desire to connect with one another. And if empathy is your gift, baby, lean all the way into it, okay? Take a moment to reflect or to share your thoughts in the chat below. We're here together, okay? I want to remind you that your story is your superpower because it's your story. A lot of us have experienced trauma. A lot of us have experienced adversity. A lot of us have experienced othering, smothering, covering, okay? But it's our stories that bind us together. It may not be the exact same path as someone else, but there's a shared experience in our story, okay? Flaws and all. Because when you share your own story, you don't just stand out, you connect. That's what we want. So whether you're speaking to a room of 5 people or a room of 500 people, it's your authenticity that is going to leave an impression because we can find the fakes everywhere. We're hardwired to do that. We can find the fakes, but what we resonate with most is people who are presenting as their most authentic selves. Now, tomorrow we'll explore how to own your unique features and use them to build powerful connections. And if today's work is really resonating with you, please go ahead, grab the Speak Like a Pro bundle. It's your next step to mastering your voice and presence. And here's what's inside that bundle. I've tried to put things in here that I thought would be extremely useful and beneficial. The feedback that I've gotten so far has been really, really good. People are liking the bundle, okay? So the first thing in there is 3 different things in the bundle. The first thing in there is a warm-up video that's about 7 minutes long. As a singer, as a professional musician, I have to warm up my voice before I do anything else, yes? Same thing for you as a speaker. A warm-up video is going to help you prepare your voice and your mind before any speaking moment. You got 7 minutes? Come on and watch this video, okay? So that's the first thing in the Speak Like a Pro bundle. The second thing is I call it the 3-day Speak Like a Pro series. So each day, it's a 3-day series. I cover one of the things in the Speak Like a Pro framework. PRO. P is for power, R is for reach, O is for opportunity. I want you to stand in your power, reach the hearts and minds of your audience, and maximize your opportunities so that you can transform your communication for immediate impact and results. And the final thing that's in the bundle is the Speak Like a Pro workbook, which is going to include, because I'm not done with it yet, but it's going to include 30 affirmations and 30 exercises that you can do right now to reinforce your learning as you increase your capacity to be the most as a public speaker. So right now during this pre-sale, you can get the bundle for only $77. And once the workbook is finished, the price is going to increase to $97. So get it while it's at this price. Today, we uncovered the lies that have held us back, and we began reframing them as features to make us powerful and unforgettable. You've already taken a huge step forward by shifting your perspective. Get out of the weeds and take a step back and look at the frame. Here's your homework for tonight. Repeat your reframe out loud. So here's an example of that. I am empathetic. I know I am. I'm highly emotional. Okay. I very much relate to people deeply and on a much more connected level. People feel that. So here's your homework. Okay. Repeat your reframe out loud. Here's mine. I am empathetic. My voice is powerful and my presence is unforgettable. Ooh, I love that. My voice is powerful and my presence is unforgettable. People remember me. I want you to reflect on how you'll show up differently tomorrow because of what you've learned here today. This simple exercise will begin to rewire how you think about your voice and your presence. We're going to fire off some neurons. We're going to get some new things happening here, okay? Tomorrow, we're going to build on the foundation with day 2, which is about reclaim. We're going to transform your perceived flaws into features. We're going to talk about how these are really features. We're going to talk about some people who were able to profit off of reframing their flaws as features. So we're going to talk about how you can do this individually and turn it into your superpower to connect with your audience. Remember, what others see as a flaw is often your greatest asset and your greatest gift. I want you to embrace it, own it, let it shine, and don't you dare shrink because your destiny is on the other side of your discomfort. I'll see you tomorrow at 12:30.